Hey, it's Kendall. This month on 90 Second Church, it's Christmas in 4 words. The word of the week is joy, and since it is Christmas week, we're going through the Christmas story. I want to take you to Luke chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. At that time, the Roman Emperor Augustus decreed that a census should be taken throughout the Roman Empire. This was the first census taken when Quirinius was governor of Syria. All returned to their own ancestral towns to register for this census, and because Joseph was a descendant of King David, he had to go to Bethlehem in Judea, David's ancient home. He traveled there from the village of Nazareth in Galilee. He took Mary with him, to whom he was engaged, who was now expecting a child. And while they were there, the time came for her baby to be born. She gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him in snugly in strips of cloth and laid him in a manger, because there was no lodging available for them. You know, we have this romantic picture of Jesus' birth. There's Mary and Joseph with halos, and there's angels singing lullabies, and Jesus is probably kind of glowing. And what we forget is that Mary and Joseph have just traveled 90 miles, and by the time they arrive in Bethlehem, they are exhausted. And then they get there and they found out there are no guest rooms available, and so they have to improvise. They move some animals out of the way, they put fresh straw in the manger, and Mary gives birth in the middle of a noisy, crowded room. It was not this quiet, holy, silent night kind of moment. And yet, in the middle of all that mess, Jesus was still born, and God still did break into our world so that we could be reconciled with him. You know, we tend to think of joy as something that we experience when everything's in the right place. And sometimes it works that way, but more often it doesn't. More often life is just noisy and crowded and messed up. And that's when we need to remember that Jesus was still born and God is still here, and he is for us and he is with us, and we can experience his joy even in the noise. So today, no matter what you're facing, take a deep breath. Know that Jesus has come, and experience his joy. We'll talk to you soon.